Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So again, back to our test rigor series. In the previous sessions, we have seen that how to create a get call. Like, can we do the API testing with the test rigor? It's a completely AI-based codeless automation tool. Yes, we can do that without writing any single line of code. So if you go to their documentation, see this. If you go to that, see their documentation is also really very well written. Let's go to the API testing section here. And with respect to API testing, TestRigor says that, okay, we support calling to APIs. And these are the different kind of APIs you can do it here. Like get, call, post, put, patch, head, delete options, trace, anything, whatever you want to do. You can do it here. You just need to write the plain English, provide the right information about your header, payload, URL, token, and everything. And then that's it. You don't need to go with the complex, coding, rest assured, and all those things. Simple, write the plain English and then give the instructions and then simple run it. So in the last session, we have seen that how to use the get call. So today we will see that. Let me go to testrigor.com. Let me log in again. And then today I'll show you how to create a post call, right? And in order to create a post call, let me just simple sign in. First, we will create a fresh user and then we will try to validate that user is really available or not. So in the last session, what we have seen that we have already created one test suite here. In this particular test suite, we have written a simple get call in the last session. So you see that, okay, there are two get calls that I have written. If you quickly see that, let's see quick edit. And here, this is the example that we have covered. Simple call API get call. We were verifying that the status code is 200 or not. And then whatever the status that we are getting, it's success or employee name that we created coming here or not. So now let's see how to do the post call. People were asking about, can we do the post call? Of course we can do that. So what we have to do, let's again click on add a test case here. And then here, let's see, for example, in order to write the post call, what we have to do. Simple, let's see the simple post call first. So here I'm writing simple post call to create something. So in order to simple post call, you just need to supply what? This is your post API. Along with the post API, you have to supply, just a second, let me write it again. So this is the post API. You have to supply the URL. You have to supply the payload. Payload means in the form of either JSON or XML if you are having it. So that also you have to supply it here. And then when you get the response, in the response, you have to validate, let's see, 201 or maybe 200. And then if you really want to check the body also, you can check it here. And then after that, we will call this particular get call API also, because when we create something from here, from the post call, we will get something, right? For example, let's see, we have created the user and then from the response, we are fetching the user ID. And then the same user ID, we are going to use it with the get call. So in the get call, it will be like this, that, okay, this is your base URL forward slash whatever the user ID that you have actually created over here. We will append the user ID here. If this is giving me 200 OK status code with the same user ID, the test is pass. So always remember, whenever we have to do the post call, we have to first do the post plus get together, right? So first create a user or create an account or create a resource and get the same resource by using the get call here. So this is how we have to write the code here. But let's see how exactly we can do the simple post call first. Only post call, how to do it, what is the syntax. So it's pretty simple. Let's see, this is the API for the call API that I have written. And I'll do one thing. Let me just remove this thing from here and then this one. If you notice, this is what call API, which API? Post API. What is the URL? This is the URL. If you want to validate this thing in the Postman, that also we can do it. So for example, let's see, I'll go to the Postman and then use this particular post API and then create this. Let's go to the body, raw and JSON. And whatever the JSON that they have given, the JSON that they have given, this is the JSON body that we can just simply use it here. So this is the JSON body. Copy this and then you just simply come back here and then beautify that. Although here in the JSON, we have to remove this particular backslash for the escaping the characters. So let me remove these all backslash here. But when you use there in the test trigger, you have to apply the backslash there. In the Postman, it's not needed. And let me just quickly remove it for age also and for this 32 also. And after that, you simple beautify that. So only three things we are passing: name, salary, and age. There is no authentication required. And let's see, when I send this particular request, is saying that status is successfully done, successfully record has been added, 200 OK status code. So this is exactly same thing that we have written. Get the data dot name. We are saying, okay, fine, go to data dot name, fetch James, and then store it in a variable. Let's see, created name. Now this variable, I can use it anywhere if I really want to validate that. And then the check status code is, or a status HTTP code is 200 or not. Let's see something like this. I really want to test. So here, what are we doing? Here we are creating a post call. We are saying, okay, let's create what? Create a user API. Hmm? So let's see. This is or create a dummy user. Let me write it here like that. So this is the description of the test. And then let's simple add and run. Let's see what happens here. So you see that, okay, the test in the queue, and then immediately it will start after a few seconds. And then you will see the execution over here, right? Remember one thing. Obviously, this is not the UI testing. It will not launch any browser or anything. But first time, whatever the test suite details that we have given some URL here. Let's see, gores.co.in, right? So by default, it will open that particular page when it will start running the test. So you see that, okay, the test is completely done. And then you see that it's opening the gores.co.in page. So that's ignore it. Okay. You don't need to bother about which page is getting opened. We are bothered about it's really calling this API or not. And you see that, okay, the test is absolutely passed. And then click on more details, click on show extra information. And this is the data that we are getting here. These are the logs we are getting here. It says that, yes, we did a post call. This is a URL, and see HTTP code is 200 and everything. And then the stored value created name was set to James. If you really want to use this variable, you can use it here. And you see that it's creating the API, and successful message is also coming here. I mean, creating one user with the API, and the message is coming here, and the test got passed here, right? It means whatever the test that we have written with the assertion, because this is the assertion, check that HTTP status code is 200 or not. So I can verify that. So this is a very simple example that we have seen it here. Now let's take one more example for the gores.co.in. In gores.co.in, you simple go there. It's a free API. We can do one thing. We can just create a user. So in order to create a user, what I'll do, they have given one create a user example with the curl. I'll just copy this particular curl from here. So let's copy this, come back to the Postman, and then first let's check it here. Paste your curl here. Okay. And this is the post call. In the header, authentication token is going to use, this is the token that you can generate from here. Simple go to account and API token, right? And then it will give you one token here. This token will never expire. So you just need to log in to this application. It will give you the token here. And then after that, this is the body payload that we are passing, the JSON payload. So for example, let's see the name, gender, email, status. So I'll say, okay, fine. Instead of Tenali, I'll write Naveen Ramakrishnan, something like this, and then sending this request to the server. And it says, okay, yeah, 201, we are getting user got created here, right? So I'll do one thing now. I want to check the same user is really created or not. So I'll just create another request in the Postman, and then I'll write the same URL, and now forward slash whatever the user that we have created with this ID, copy this and then paste it over here. And it's a get call. And then again, I'm supplying the same header. So I can do the same header. Let's copy the header from here. So I simple go to bulk edit and then copy this particular header information. Come back here, go to headers, and then click on bulk edit and then add the header here and then save it. Back to key value edit. So you see that my header got added here. Then I'll say, okay, this user is really created or not. So I'm sending this request to the server, and you see that, yes, absolutely coming here. So this is the end-to-end test. First, you create a user, fetch the user ID from here, use this user ID in your get call, and then check that, are you getting the same information or not? Are you getting the same ID or not? It means Yes, my get call is absolutely working fine here. Another check is that I can go to the database also, and then I can validate that. But let's see, in your application, you don't have any access to the database, or for this application, we don't know which database that they are using. So post call and with the get call, create a user and get the same user with the get call. We have to use it here. So same thing in the test trigger also. Now we will do it. So what we will do, we will come back here. Now let's create one test here. So the test name that I'm writing, that you have to create a user, right? So let's write first, it will be a post call, create a fresh user like this, and get call, then get the same user. So this is the test name that I'm writing here. And how will you write the test? So we have to call the post call first, and then we have to call the get call first. So I have already written. This is just simple. You can use it as a reference, copy these two things, and then come back here and then paste it. So you see that, okay, here we have two sections. This is for the post call. So I can just simple put a comment here that, okay, yeah, uh, this is my post call to create a user, right? And if you really want to put a comment, you can put a comment with two forward slash here. So this is a comment, right? And this is saying that, okay, fine. See, exactly same information. This is your URL with headers. And this is a header that I'm using, content type also. This is another header. This is the third header, authorization, bearer. And this is my token that we have written here. And the body is this one, right? Tenali Ramakrishnan, whatever it is. And then I have to supply the unique email ID. So for time being, I'll do one thing. I'm supplying the unique email ID. Let's see, Naveen Auto. Okay, at the rate Ramakrishnan, or let's see, Naveen Auto dot testing 15ce.com. Status is active. This is what is returned. And then I'm saying fetch the user ID, right? Because this is what we are doing in the Postman also, that in the post call, we are doing what? In the post call also, we are doing the same thing, that whatever the user is getting created, I want to fetch it. Right now, here we are doing manually copy pasting. So here I'm giving the instruction to the test trigger that fetch the user ID, get the $.id. $.id means dollar means at the top of the JSON, and go to its ID. So $.id. So I simply say from the root .id, save it in this particular variable as created user ID, and check that status code is 201 or not. So that is the first step. And then after that, what I'm doing here, then I'm doing that call the API, get from the string with parameters. This is what we have to use it. I want to get all from the string parameters. I'm saying use this particular created user ID and then simple append it here. So you see that users in the Postman also I was using in the get call, right? Up to user, I have to append this particular user ID. So this is a variable. Now I'm going to use it with the dollar curly braces here. So simple dollar curly braces. So whatever the user ID is available, it will be appended here. And rest of the things will remain same, the token and everything. And then I'm saying whatever the response that you are getting, store it in some user details variable and check the status code is 200 or not. And then after that, I'm saying it contains ID, name, email, or anything there or not, or any kind of assertion that you really want to write. You can use it here as well, right? So let's see. This is what? This is my second call. This is my get call, fetch the user using the user ID, the user ID that you actually captured it from here. So let's see this is really working or not. So I'm just going to click on add and run and let's see what happens. Box also here. So this is a simple script. You see that, okay, the test got started and then within few seconds, test case got passed. You see that it actually got passed. You can see the status also here. And now we can check the more details. First of all, let's see the show extra information here. So here, if you see that the user got created, the user that we have created with this Naveen Auto Testing 15ce.com, this is the user ID, right? So this is my post call. You see that this is the post call. You can check the response information also. This is the response that we are getting. That also we can see it here. And I just simple close it and then I'll go to the show extra information in the next screen. And here you see that the same user ID got appended here in the get call. This is perfect. You see that? And then it says that, okay, the user information is coming here and my assertions got passed here. So this is like absolutely working fine. And you see that check means the assertions are absolutely working fine. It contains the ID and all those things. It's good, right? Now, there is a small thing here. Let's see if I run this particular script next time. It will not work, right? Because the email ID, I'm not changing it. So whenever I have to create a user, I have to supply the fresh user ID here or fresh, sorry, email ID here. So for example, let's see if I'm going to run it again. See, I'm going to run it again. This time it will be failed. Why? Because in the Postman also, if you see that in the Postman, let's go to the Postman and then I'm going to create a new user once again by using the same email ID. It will not work. It will give you the error here. See that it is giving me 422 and it says email ID is already taken. So what we do in the rest assured and Postman also, we have to supply the random email ID or generate the email ID on the fly. So same thing here also, I can do it here. So I'll show you that, okay, how to generate the random email ID also here in the test trigger. So you see that it got failed, right? You check it here. It's saying that show error info. It says that this is not a JSON object, correct? Because before that itself, we are getting the error. It says that something, the field email ID is already taken. You see that here. Can you see the error here, right? The email ID has already been taken. So now again, I have to come back here and then manually I have to update the email ID. No, because what if tomorrow you really want to run it in the CI/CD pipeline or running the test cases everywhere, and then I don't want to, give the hard coded value here. I want to generate the email ID on the fly. So in that case, what you can do in that case, you can just simply write one line here that generate the unique email ID. This is a line that you have to write in the test trigger, then save it as random email. So it will generate some random email, and this particular random email as a dollar variable, as a placeholder dollar variable, you have to use it here in the payload. So email is equal to not now naveen.autoabc.com, whatever the random email ID, store in this variable and then use it here. So what we will do now, we will just replace, let's see, from here to here, and rest of the things will remain same. Right. So let's come back here and then I'll just cut it and then paste it here. So this is the first line that you have to use it, that generate the unique email. When you write automatically, it will start giving me the suggestions here. You see that generate here. And then I'll say unique email, then enter into element or save it as a variable. So this is the second command that I'm using. You can give your own variable here, right? So this is a variable name, random email that I'm giving, and the same random email that you have to use it here. And then after that, that's it. Let's fetch this information. Is it really correct or not? And then after that, update and reset. So test will start running. Let's see what happens this time. Okay, now it is started and absolutely working fine here. So first of all, you see that, okay, it's generating the, more information here. Let's click on the more details, show extra information, and let's see, is it really generating the email ID? So you see that, okay, some random email ID. Can you see that some random number, TestRigor mail.com? Okay. And then after that, the same email ID is appended here as well. You see that here, email.com in this particular email attribute in the JSON. And then after that, the get call is also absolutely working fine. You see that show extra information. This is a get call. And in the response, we are getting the same user that we actually created. So this is perfect. It's absolutely working fine. And after that, your assertion is also looking good here. So you can easily generate the random email ID, unique email ID, unique numbers also, you can use it here, right? So if you really want to generate some unique email or something, you can just check in the documentation also. There are various options are available to generate the random numbers or unique numbers. So let's go to their documentation. And here you can just simple search for that. So let's say I'm searching for unique email ID. So you see that it will generate the unique email ID like this. Okay. A unique name also generate. You can generate from template also some phone number if you really want to generate. That also you can do it. Some letters, numbers. That also if you really want to generate, you can generate it from here. Right. So these are the random things you can generate. You can easily use it here. Right. So let's see what all options that they are having it. See this same thing here in the sign up. Whenever let's say you're doing the UI testing also for the sign up, generate the email ID and then use it over here. So see another example in the UI also we can do it on the registration form, right? So this is what it will generate a random email ID in this particular domain. That also we can just simply use it here. Okay. And then practically we have used it here. So I hope it's clear that how to use the post call. Now you guys can try with the put call and the delete call also. I'll also prepare a video on the delete call and the put call as well. And then let's see how to create end-to-end workflow, okay, in the next chapter. So please try it. It's really simple. If you really want to use TestRigor, guys, it's amazing tool. If your team is looking for the codeless automation tool, and like they can do anything, like whatever the UI testing requirement, they have it. Mobile testing, visual testing, writing, codeless automation tool with APIs and everything, email testing, captcha resolution, database query, whatever like you want to do, you can just do it here. Phone calls, SMS, uploading files, like n number of examples they have given, they support here, and then you can start using it here without any problem. I'll also prepare more videos on these unique features in upcoming videos. But if you want to use it, start using TestRigor. But obviously, yeah, you have to pay for it. There's a free version is also available. But if you really want to use the enterprise version, you can go with that. There is a coupon code you can apply with my name with Naveen Automation Labs. I'll give that particular description in the that coupon code or the discount link I'll give in the description of this video or first comment of this video. You will get the 15% discount on TestRigor. If you want, you can go with that as well. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all, guys.